Things are changing for the New York Jets, and I'm going to tell you why. This is Rickie New York Live, so let's get fired up. For the New York Jets, it's out with the old, in with the new. It's a time of change. It's the dawn of a new day at Florham Park. Aaron Rodgers and the last remnants of his contingent from Green Bay are gone. Aaron Glenn is bringing a new culture. And unlike that other Aaron, he's not just telling us what we want to hear. 2 years ago, we all thought Aaron Rodgers was here to save us. And why wouldn't we? He said all the right things. And at that time, we were under the belief that we were only a couple of pieces away from truly contending. So we added Aaron Rodgers. We added Davante Adams, which earlier this week, I read that Davante Adams was helping the receivers on his new team work on their releases. Sounds like he's actually being a really good teammate. Now, when he was here, he called out the effort level of guys that weren't up to his standards. But let me ask you this. If you're really here to help, do you go out of your way to publicly say what a mess the team is while painting yourself as a savior? And if this team is such a mess, why would Aaron Rodgers or Davante or any of those guys want to be here in the first place? Well, the truth is, in 2023, the New York Jets marched into Lambeau Field and punched Aaron Rodgers and the Packers right in the mouth. And they saw firsthand, up close, that this is a roster that's built to win now. Well, Aaron Rodgers is gone. Now he's going to be on the other sideline. And let me tell you what, when they announced that Aaron Rodgers had signed with Pittsburgh, I was stoked. I cannot wait for that first game. Because I'll tell you what, I'm not afraid of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm not afraid of Aaron Rodgers. If, for some reason, Pittsburgh is able to take away Breece and Garrett and take away our weapons, guess what? Justin Fields is always a threat to run. Aaron Rodgers is not a threat to run. The only thing Aaron Rodgers is a threat to run is his mouth. And we've seen that over the last 2 years. Aaron Rodgers is not the Aaron Rodgers that was winning MVPs. He's not that guy anymore. However, it's not his injury history or his lack of mobility, his decreased arm strength. None of that is Aaron Rodgers' biggest weakness. Aaron Rodgers' biggest weakness is his ego. Now, everybody heard the comments that Aaron Glenn made about the celebrity quarterback, and everybody assumed that those were pointed at Rodgers. But I'm going to tell you something. You know what I think really is going to be bothering Aaron Rodgers is how Aaron Glenn keeps saying over and over again that it's a young man's game. I bet you that really gets under Rodgers' skin. I bet you it bugs the hell out of him every time he hears that. Aaron Glenn's going to bring a different mindset to this team. And when he got here, Aaron Glenn said, "We're the New York Jets, and we're built for this." And the negative fans go, what is he talking about? Built for what? Because they can only think of recent history. What Aaron Glenn really means is Aaron Glenn is thinking about those 1998 Jets in the AFC Championship game. He's thinking about January 4th, 2003, when we beat Peyton Manning and the Colts 41-0 and handed Peyton Manning the only postseason shutout of his entire career. Those are the Jets that he's talking about. Those are the Jets he remembers. Those are the Jets that I remember and love, and I can't wait to get back to that. Things are going to be different this year. And I don't think we need some former superstar player that's in the twilight of his career to swoop in and save us. I think a change in scheme is going to make all the difference in the world. One last thing while I'm talking about scheme. This is something that I heard that I haven't had a chance to address yet. People coming out and saying the reason that Salah's defense fell apart last year is because that defense is designed to protect a lead. That was one of the most ludicrous things that I have ever heard in my life. Okay, first of all, we didn't have many leads with Rodgers. Okay, maybe they thought because Rodgers was here, we would be playing with a lead, but he was running that system before Rodgers was here. He was running that system with Zach Wilson at quarterback when we never had a lead, nor did we expect to have one. And you can tell me, oh, well, that's his system from San Francisco. And maybe then they did have leads. But those are two very different situations. And to me, that's just a flawed philosophy. Okay? You're pigeonholing yourself into a system that only works in one scenario if you have a lead. And it seems to me that anybody with even a rudimentary knowledge of football would know that that doesn't work. When you look at a team's defensive stats, it's yards per game, points per game. There is not a stat for leads protected, because nobody in their right mind is going to take that approach. Glenn is going to emphasize stopping the run. He is going to emphasize, not protecting a lead. He's going to make sure that the other team doesn't get a lead. It's time to return to the winning ways of those late 1990s, early 2000s Jets. We've got the right coach to do it. He's bringing the right mentality. And the Jets have made wholesale changes, not just to coaching, but from the front office all the way down. And I don't think we've seen this kind of turnover since back when Parcells was here. But you know what? If that's what it takes to get us back on track, then I'm glad. For the first time in a long time, I have confidence in this team. And I am really excited for this season to be started because we've got the right coach. We've got the right direction. And this roster is built to win. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And go Jets.